guys, and welcome back to Bias Bites, your go-to K-pop podcast for hot takes, deep dives, and everything in between. I'm Megan,
I'm Tracy.
And I'm Morgan.
and this is episode 8. We've got a really fun episode for you guys today. We're catching up, we're getting into some recent releases, and we're breaking down the biggest K-pop news that's been on our radar this week.
So whether you're a casual K-pop listener, a multi-stan, or just here for fun, we're happy you're here.
Check in with us on Instagram and TikTok at Bias Bites Pod to see what we're up to in between episodes.
And you can send us your thoughts, hot takes, or questions to hello@biasbitespod.com. We'd love to hear from you guys. All right, let's get into it, ladies. Before we get into everything we have planned for today, let's start how we always do, with a little catching up. We're going to go around and talk about what we've been up to this past week, what we've been listening to, anything K-pop or not. So, Morgan, I'm going to start with you first. What's been going on in your K-pop corner?
So this past Wednesday, April 1st, KCON pre-sale ticketing happened. It was pretty stressful. We were shooting to get VIP premium for Friday and Sunday for KCON, but like as soon as we got in, and I feel like I got into the queue for ticketing pretty quickly, it already had sold out.
I got stuck definitely right behind you.
But it wasn't just us. I've been talking to my mutuals online and people I know who are also going to KCON, and it seems like that happened for a lot of people. So I'm assuming they had a super limited number of VIP tickets because I kept going back and checking and they were sold out like all day. And now today is the 3rd and they dropped general sale and premium and VIP premium were sold out for Friday and Sunday already. So
I saw their post about it. It's insane. It went so quickly.
yeah, I feel like I've ticketed for some stressful concerts before, and this was definitely at the top. We got premium for KCON on Friday and Sunday, and then we got P1 for Saturday. So I'm happy, and I just figured I'll put the money saved from not being able to get VIP towards seeing ENHYPEN because they announced a summer tour in the US, but only 5 cities and not on the East Coast. So I'm going to go to Dallas to see them in July.
There's a lot of K-pop traveling in your future for 2026.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like everything happened all at once, and like between concerts and releases, there's so much to look forward to, and it's exciting, but I'm in like the thick of planning and paying.
It'll all be worth it, though. It'll all be worth it.
It's for sure
Yeah, I'm
worth it.
excited.
Just think of what your year-end review is going to be like when you get to talk about all these concerts and experiences that you've had K-pop wise.
I know for K-pop, it's always the summer that ends up getting busy, but it's going to be a good one.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you both managed to get tickets and you're both going and you guys are going to have a fantastic time at KCON, and I expect so many photos and video clips so I can live vicariously through you because adulting.
I know. I wish you could come.
I'm
I
still trying to
know.
convince
I
you.
can't. That's too much flying back to back.
Rolling Hills of Ireland or Dancing Idols from Korea? Come on. Obvious choice.
The rolling hills of Ireland welcome me with open arms. But Tracy, what about you? What's been happening in your little corner of K-pop this week?
I am still kind of riding the ticketing high from KCON. I'm sad we couldn't get the tickets we wanted, being so close and doing the highway for Alpha Drive 1. I don't get to see Arno so up close, but I feel like just to be in the same room is enough, and I'll live with it. I'll be happy with what we got. I'm so excited, though. It's crazy to me. It's definitely a welcome break, though. I've had a crazy, awful 2 weeks, and so I needed that dopamine, and I'm excited. We have some time off for work now, so I can sit and catch up and just take everything in now. Otherwise, in catching up, I noticed that BTS dropped their new fan chants, which I have been struggling to learn just the basic, and I don't know if you guys have seen any of them, but the one for number 29, it's like 6 times sped up. It's ridiculous.
I was so surprised to see that they dropped a fan chant for that song. It seems so random, but now we know that it's happening at the concerts, which is also like kind of cool.
I feel like it's nice. It's going to help me to be better able to memorize it and practice it. And like, this is real. This is happening. I have something to apply the knowledge to. If I don't have something to apply knowledge to, usually it's just doesn't stick. It's also, I think, going to help propel me to work a little bit more on catching up and getting the freebies ready that I wanted to make for the show. So I am looking very forward to that. I don't know.
So many freebies. There's going to be so many freebies to be made this year between, I feel like,
Such
all of the
life.
shows we're going to, even like movie theater concert experiences. We're going to be very crafty this year, guys.
I'm here for it. I love a good arts and craft, and I feel like I never have like the mental bandwidth for it. And so having something to look forward to and use them with is really awesome. And I know that it was mentioned, I know we have the movie coming up for BTS next weekend, and I think we're doing a couple for that as well, if I'm not mistaken. So that should be nice. I could totally use the distraction anyway, so I'm happy to work on that with you guys.
I can't believe that's next weekend.
I can't believe it either. Oh my gosh. BTS in concert theaters.
I'm throwing in a plug for Morgan's birthday. That was April 1st because she was very shy about her birthday. So I think Megan, on the count of three, we're going to sing for her.
No,
No, we wouldn't do that
Sign up
to you.
to sing.
my birthday
I didn't
gift is
practice
getting
my
KCON
vocals.
tickets, okay? We're good.
It was worth a shot at least.
Well, we
But
can still
yeah.
shout out, Happy birthday, Morgan! Yay!
Happy birthday, Morgan!
Thank you guys.
Dirty 30 thrice. There we go.
I will go ahead and close us out for what's been happening in my little corner of the K-pop world. I did a thing today, guys. I spent my adult money on something so ridiculous. Do you want to know what I did?
What did you
What
do?
did you do?
I went to McDonald's and I tried the Huntrix meal today.
How was that? Oh, it looked so fun.
The ramyeon fries are so good. I want to petition McDonald's to have those fries on the menu year round.
What's on them? I know the last time I went to McDonald's was with the three of us when they had the BTS Tiny Tan drop.
When we went, we got our tiny tans. So it's really cool. So it comes in a giant Happy Meal box, but it's an adult Happy Meal box, and it's a giant box. It's surprisingly big. So Huntrix is on one side of it, the Saja Boys are on the other. I opened it up, and the fries were just in like the normal McDonald's fry container. So at first I was like, where's the cool ramyeon packaging for this? And I dug through the box. They give you like a little paper bag that's all decorated and says ramyeon on it. And you dump your fries in there, you open the seasoning packet, you dump the seasoning packet on your fries, and you like close the bag and you shake it really hard so that the seasoning gets all incorporated on all the fries. It was so tasty.
What is the seasoning though? Is it like actual like ramen packet seasoning or?
I couldn't tell you if like they just went and picked out a ramyeon brand and just repackaged it, or if they like made their own seasoning, but it was so good. It's delicious. I want more. I'm sad that the fries are gone. Both of the sauces were also really good. The hunter sauce and the demon sauce. The demon sauce was like an interesting purple color.
Ooh, I like
At first
that.
I was like, is this just repackaged? Like, you guys remember the purple ketchup from when we were growing up?
That's exactly what I thought of when I first saw the drop for this.
Yeah, I thought it was just like the repackaged purple ketchup, but it's not. It was like a vinegar-based like mustardy sauce. It's pretty good. And then the hunter sauce was like a spicy sweet chilies. 10 out of 10 would recommend at least trying it once.
Sounds like a Carolina barbecue sauce.
Did you get a toy?
So the toy is actually a photo card.
Oh my gosh, that's fun.
That's adorable.
So I really wanted Derpy. I did not get Derpy, but I did get Zoe. So that was fun. They're like really cute. They're really like riding the K-pop Demon Hunters wave, and the fact that it's an adult Happy Meal because it's a 10-piece chicken nugget is crazy to me.
That's really substantial. Wow. I thought it was just for kids. I didn't realize.
It's like an adult Happy Meal.
Maybe I'll check it out.
Definitely go to McDonald's and try it, and then give us your review of it.
It's so fun.
And all of our listeners too. If you've tried the Huntrix or the Saja Boys meal, drop us a comment. Let us know which was your favorite. Tell us which photo card you got. I'm curious to know. Aside from that, I am finally recovered from the first 2 days of the Stray Kids fan meet, ready to wake up at 3:30 in the morning again this Sunday for the next one. I can't wait. The first two were just pure chaos, and I honestly don't know how they're going to top it this weekend, but I'm so excited to see what insane shenanigans they come up with.
Are they streaming both days each weekend, or is it just one day per per
It was
weekend.
just the Sunday last weekend and then the Sunday again this weekend. So I'll get to wake up in the morning tomorrow and see all the chaos that happened for the first show. And then Sunday, bright and early, I'm jumping on a Discord call with a bunch of my closest stay friends, and we're gonna crash out together.
That's so fun.
That's
I
going to be a
can't wait.
great time. I'm excited to hear about the first one.
The highlight of the first 2 days was definitely the kiss relay that happened between the 8 of them.
You know, I saw clips about that.
So they split into 2 teams, and they had 3 minutes, 25 seconds to complete kind of like a relay of challenges. They had to peel a tangerine. They had to do sit-ups and put like headbands and hair clips and like little decorative things on each other. And then the skazoos were there dancing around, and they had to draw it, and somebody had to guess what the skazoos were doing. And they all failed spectacularly. So they had to choose a punishment from many a punishment envelope. And of course, what was chosen was a kiss relay. So the 8 of them had to line up and smooch each other on the cheek, and it went about as chaotically as you expect it to have gone.
Everything I've seen from the fan meet has been pure chaos so far. Like so much
Pure
fun.
chaos. It was so worth getting up at 4 a.m. The kiss relay happened, and I'm laying in bed with my laptop, trying not to wake up my husband who is asleep next to me, just kicking my feet and trying not to giggle because it was hysterical. I really want to know how they're going to top a kiss relay.
You'll have to tell us about it next episode.
Yes, I'll have to do like a review of how these next 2 days varied from the first, but also shout out the duo switches because they were also really, really good.
They did duo switches. What did they end up being for the show that you watched?
For the show I watched, you had the Sunshine Twins, Felix and Han, performed Burning Tires, which was Changbin and IN's original unit song. That was hysterical. The two of them like raced on these teeny tiny little kitty scooters, and then the loser had to do girl group dance with their skazoo. So that was hysterical. And then you had Tumin, Lino, and Sungmin doing Truman, which was Han and Felix's unit song, and they slayed. I was so impressed and like proud of Lino up on that stage rapping in English like it was no one's business. He slayed.
I really just love when you see members switch positions for fun stages like this, like when the vocals do rap or the other way around. It's always fun.
It was. And Sungmin, give the guy some rap lines because he's proved. He's like, I can rap. I covered Ultra, and now I've just covered Truman. 3 Racha. Give him some rap line. So after that, you had Hyun Chan, you had Hyun and Chan covering Cinema, which was Sungmin and Lino's duo song. I cried. Legit. They opened their mouths and I cried because there was Hyunjin on that stage after everything he went through with his vocals and talking about how he thought he had to leave, and he's there singing Cinema. I cried. And I'm not sorry about it because I am so proud of him.
I feel like that is your trigger song. You cried when we saw it in theaters too.
That didn't cover me. I've Pavloved myself to cry when those 2 songs play. So after the tears dried, you had the Maknae, IN, and Changbin come out to cover Escape, which was Hyunjin and Chan's unit song. That one, getting to hear Changbin actually sing, I love when we get to hear Changbin sing because not only is he when he raps, but his singing vocals are fantastic. And the 2 of them were playing rock, paper, scissors while performing. Changbin lost both days in a row. So we'll see if he has anything up his sleeve to potentially win this weekend against the Maknae, or if IN is just going to sweep the Escape rock, paper, scissors matches.
I can't wait to hear how it goes. I'm so excited to see all the clips and live vicariously through you. And then I think you mentioned that there's going to be a replay.
Yes, in May. In May, they're restreaming both Sundays, and I bought the ticket that comes with the restream, so we might have to have a restream party, guys.
That would be fun.
And I'm excited to see the covers.
The covers are so much fun. I'm so happy that they did duo switches.
I think that's my favorite part. Even with the Mohican for TXT, that was the highlight for me. I really love that.
It was. I can't wait. It's worth getting up incredibly early and sacrificing my sleep.
And it's not all the time, too,
Course.
so it's worth it.
I was gonna say, it's priorities.
That's true. Priorities. I could just take a bunch of micro naps during the day. It's fine.
You know I support napping, so definitely.
But yeah, that's what I've been up to over here in K-pop land, recovering from the first fan meet to get ready for the second fan meet and eating ramyeon french fries. So, no complaints on my end. All right, let's get into this week's new releases. We had a lot come out recently, so I'm going to pass the baton over to our resident new releases correspondent. Morgan, take it away.
Okay, so this episode, there's definitely a lot to get through as far as new releases, but I'm going to hit the highlights. And then if you want to expand on anything, feel free to jump in and let us know your thoughts. Listeners at home, if you want to let us know your thoughts on any new releases, we'd love to hear. And we've heard from some of you on Instagram. We've gotten some feedback on your favorite tracks from Are You Wrong, and I've loved to hear everyone's opinion. So keep letting us know. But to start off, on March 21st, B2B had a comeback with a single, We Together. It was a super heartwarming song. They did its live performance for this, and it was just beautiful. Their vocals were so good. They're so talented. And the song is a really sweet single that they dropped. The next day, on March 22nd, we had, I believe it was an unannounced drop for a fan song from Stray Kids, Stay. I didn't find a music video for this, just a visualizer, and it's on Spotify. But Megan, as our resident Stay, do you want to let us know what you thought about this track?
It's me again, your resident Stay, here to wax poetic about her old group. So the actual song was released on March 25th on Stray Kids' 8th anniversary. It is yet another song for us, for Stay. It's beautiful in every way, shape, and form. Lyrics were written by Han and Sungmin, fully Korean, but gorgeous, 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 gorgeous nonetheless. I almost cried. Almost. They almost got me. I didn't fully cry until I went and I read the lyrics, and then I was like, nope, here are the tears. Because again, it's a beautiful song about their relationship with Stay and how much they love us and how they just want us to stay by their side forever as they will stay by ours. And it was a really beautiful anniversary gift from them to the fan base. And they also performed it at the fan meet on a giant floating ship above the crowd, which again was gorgeous.
I feel like they've been
So if you haven't
dropping.
listened, go ahead.
I feel like they've been dropping a lot of singles lately, which I think is sweet. It is a way to keep releasing music without necessarily having a full comeback.
Yeah, and I'm here for it. I'm here for them still taking it slow, taking a break, gearing up for whenever they do announce the next comeback, plus the beginning of the festival circuit that they seem to be doing between coming here to Gov Ball and going down to Rock in Rio, plus whatever they announce in between. So I like that they're taking it slow, but they're still kind of releasing here and there little things to keep Stay engaged and getting us hyped up for when the actual comeback is finally announced.
The next day, on March 23rd, OS, they debuted. So this is a virtual animated group, kind of like Plave, where the artists are shown as virtual animated characters, but they're performed by actual artists. They're voiced by live, real people. This group is interesting. I'm so on the fence of how I feel about these avatar-based groups, very VTuber style. I've tried to do some research and I don't think it's an AI generated group at all. It seems like it's a animated avatar for each of the 5 members, and then they're performing and they're being motion tracked and the avatars move as they move. It is a little uncanny. The animation for the girls gives the animated Barbie movie.
They're funny. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
There's been a lot of rumors surrounding the voices. So there's speculation that the lineup consists of former idols and producers. The company hasn't announced anything officially, but I watched their Mnet debut stage and you can tell that they're singing live and dancing. You can just tell like how they're breathing. You can hear that it's a live performance. So I do think it's an interesting concept. And I actually love the album. The title track is Museum. There is a super dreamy video that they released for this, that the animation, it is so spring coated. It's like very breathy, airy, light. And I listened through to the album and I liked every song. I love the title track Museum. And then they also did another track that I really liked called Only When I Sleep. Their debut album was actually a little bit longer than we've been seeing. It's about 25 minutes. So I think if you like kind of like dreamy, breathy vocals, they sound good. So definitely check it out if that's something you're interested in.
I didn't think I would like it going into it because of the whole Avatar situation, but I actually listened through the album twice yesterday and then I did fall asleep listening to it.
It's so
It's
good.
it is unbelievably good for what it is at like face value. Like just looking at it initially, I was just like, no, there's no way. And then I went, oh wow, this is actually insane. So
That was
highly
kind of my
recommend.
take too. And when I realized that they're performing and being like motion tracked, it did make me less turned off by the like animation. It's like, okay, there's actual like real people here
Yeah, it's not all
performing.
just AI like doing it all. It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's definitely an interesting concept. The same day, we've been hyping the song up so much, but Yuna released Ice Cream. I definitely was not disappointed. I loved the music video. It was so fun and like weird in a fun way.
I like the aesthetic of it. It was just that very like Arctic. I like that the mountain at the end was just like a big ice cream.
It was what I expected, I feel like. It definitely felt like a branch of ITZY, but still like Yuna's voice. So I thought it was fun. On March 24th, I know we mentioned their pre-release in our last updates video, Baby Don't Cry. Their album After Cry dropped. Again, it's another super dreamy vibed album. Their title track was Bittersweet, and it's a pure like spring soundtrack kind of song. Going in the total opposite direction, on March 25th, Extraordinary Heroes released X Room, which is a pre-release for their upcoming album coming out on April 17th. Did any of you guys listen
I
through
love
to
this.
X-Men?
I did. I added it to my playlist.
I loved this. I'm slowly starting to get into Extraordinary Heroes. I've been making my way through a lot more of like the JYP boy groups.
No, they're
So
so good.
I just started my deep dive into Extraordinary Heroes, and this song was so good. I loved the combination of the English vocals with the Korean vocals and lyrics and how they flowed so well together, and the fact that they're just like a literal rock band is so good. It appeals to the 16-year-old little emo that lives in my heart. So I think there's going to be a lot more Extraordinary Heroes on my playlist in the future.
They covered My Chemical Romance's Black Parade, and that was actually incredible.
They did, and it was so good because that came up for me to watch right after I listened to this, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm intrigued."
Was that the first time you've listened to it?
Yeah, the going into listening to the song was the first time I gave Extraordinary Heroes a shot because I just went through like Kickflip. And I've just been making my way through like all the JYPE boy groups. So I was like, okay, now it's time to dive into Extraordinary Heroes. And I was not disappointed, and I cannot wait to listen to more.
I'm excited for you to get more into them. They're really good. Maybe we'll go see them when they come around this way.
That would be fun.
Maybe.
Also on March 25th, Moonbyul from Mamamoo put out her album Rev. The title track for this was Hurts. It was like a high energy song. I thought it was fun.
I can't see the word without thinking of like the car rental service.
I get that. That's funny. Different kind of hurts. But it is like F1 racing themed, which is fun. I feel like the F1 K-pop crossover is still going strong.
I am a fan, definitely, of that aesthetic.
like the concept, the racing
Yeah,
concept.
do enjoy.
On March 26th, Sungmin from Very Very put out his first solo album, Free Falling, with the title track of the same name. I thought it was a really beautiful song. They layered his vocals in a really nice way, and I hope this isn't his last solo album because it was all really good. Looking forward to seeing more of his releases. That same day where there was a debut for a new group. I don't know if it's Key It Up, Kev It Up. I'm not sure. This
It's
isn't,
actually Keep It Up.
it's
Fun
Keep It
fact.
Up.
Leave it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's the English to Korean phonetic like switchover for the V and the P.
Got you.
I looked it up because I was like, how do I pronounce this? Because there is a quote in the song and it says, get it up. And I was like, is that what that's supposed to say? But in checking it out, it's actually keep it up. Interesting.
This is a pre-release for their debut that's coming up on April 18th. They're going to be putting out a self-titled album, and they're going to be at KCON. So I will get to see them this summer. Tracy, did you watch this music video?
I did, and I really liked it. It had the early 2000s Y2K, like soda can, everything in like the same pattern vibe. It was giving me like early 2000s TLC. I know you're familiar. They all had like the coordinating like black and silver outfits. Some was leather, denim, like different materials, but all coordinated. And the song itself was fun. I really enjoyed it. Definitely recommend to anyone that hasn't checked it out. So best one was, maybe we'll see if it's their best one that they put out with the album.
We'll find out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm excited to see them at KCON. They're on my list of groups to follow.
On March 30th, Irene from Red Velvet put out her album Biggest Fan with a title track of the same name. Irene is so pretty as always. The music video concept for this I loved. I felt like the beat and dance for the chorus was giving like runway vibes. There's a part in the music video where a news headline that pops up that says Queen is back, and I love that. I love Irene. I feel like everything she puts out is just good. I like Red Velvet, but as far as solo works go, I really enjoy Irene.
That's cute. The aesthetic for this was fun. I like it starts with like her backlighting too, and it's like just a nice focus point for the video.
This month was solo month, I feel like, so far, because on the same day, 3:30, Wonpil from Day 6 put out his album, Unfiltered, with the title track for Highs and Lows. I love Day 6, but I think that Wonpil especially is one of the most talented, I don't even want to say like one of the most talented K-pop idols. He is just one of the most talented Korean music artists in general. He has so many songwriting credits, and Day 6 puts out incredible music. And this is not his first solo album, but it is so beautiful, the whole album. He's just so talented. And this title track, especially, the music video and the song have just so much emotional depth to them. It's one of those songs that you can really feel the emotion that Wonpil was trying to convey. This is one of those songs you can ugly cry to. Like, you can feel the pain in the lyrics when you're watching the music video, but in like a beautiful way. At the end of the video, you see Wonpil standing with a hole where his heart should be, and he's like holding a mechanical heart in his hands. And I just thought that was such strong imagery. It's a 7-track album, and everyone was good. So if you don't follow Day 6 or if you don't listen to Wonpil, I definitely recommend to check out this music video.
I think I'll definitely be giving them another shot. I didn't really get so into them the first time I tried to listen, but I think it's worth another try.
This song especially is just one that I know I'll be adding to a lot of my playlists, but I have to be careful because it is one of those songs that I think will make me tear up when I listen to it.
Sometimes you need a good sad song.
Right. On March 31st, Kepler put out Crack Code with the title track Killa, Face the Other Me. This was a fun music video. You know, they're a bunch of pretty girls, but they have bats and sledgehammers, and they're like about to hit stuff. And I love that they're like out to destroy. It is a fun video. The title track, though, is definitely not my favorite track on the album. I liked Mic Check. I think was my top track on the album. And then with a totally different vibe, there's a song titled Low Key that has like super low key energy. It was aptly named. It's a good vibe. I want to listen back through the album, but overall, I think it was good. It was like a short EP, but a fun listen.
I know I saw some clips for it and I didn't get super into it. I'm having a hard time getting into Kepler. I don't know what it is.
I've kept up with Kepler since Girls Planet 999, so I think I just have like an affinity for it. And bubblegum gets stuck in my head like every day.
That's valid. That's definitely valid reason to keep up.
On the same day, March 31st, there was a release that I didn't see anyone post about, which I was kind of surprised by because when we put out a song featuring Pasa, it's titled Q. I didn't find it anywhere except for YouTube, but Hwasa is so popular. I was kind of surprised I didn't see more people talking about it. It was a cool music video. And then getting into April, on April 1st, BTS put out a music video for 2.0. That was hilarious.
Can we talk about RM in that wig?
Woke up this morning and I was like, what the hell? Because I had a dream that I had a mustache just like RM's fake mustache in this, and I was like, what is happening? Ridiculous.
The whole music video was like a fever dream.
It's not the first time we've seen Taehyun in fake facial hair, but it's always funny.
Jimin too, rocking that fake
Yeah.
mustache.
It's so fun.
It was fun.
It gave me such a good laugh. It was a very well done music video. I can't get over RM in that wig. At first, like I took like a split second glance at it and I was like, Jin? No. And then I looked again, I was like, nope, that's RM in that wig.
I've been seeing people post now like their own clips of like, oh, I have to rethink my concert outfit, and it's just girls going full like male drag with like the fake beards. And I'm so
Yep.
here for it.
I'm so here for it too. It was such a good music video. The chaos of them in the scene where they're changing in the elevator, I can only imagine the like behind the scenes and how much the 7 of them were just cracking up.
How many takes do you think that took?
I'm sure like they couldn't keep a straight face through all of it. Somebody probably tripped over somebody else. There was probably a lot of cursing. It was probably a multi-take scene.
I love that they're just having so much fun with this whole comeback, and it's so well deserved and well overdue for them.
This is
100%.
BTS though. BTS has always been like fun and unserious. I feel like the industry could use the lightheartedness that comes from goofy BTS being back.
I'm here for silly goofy guys all day.
Yeah. There's no need to be so serious. Okay, we have a couple more to get through. It was a stacked couple weeks, but on 4/1, Nizzy U put out Good Girl, but Not For You. The title track, Too Bad. I did watch the music video. I thought it was fun. Also, on April 1st, From S9 put out Like You Better, the Japanese version, with their title track, Skyrunner, that also had super bright, refreshing vibes. The next day, on April 2nd, Akmu put out Paradise of Rumors. If you haven't watched the music video, Tracy, I definitely recommend for you to check it out because I think you would really enjoy it specifically. I don't necessarily want to say that Akmu is K-pop because they're not really K-pop. I don't know if you'd consider it like an indie genre, but the video is fun. There's just like a bunch of people from all different walks of life in a field singing and dancing. It's a very early 2000s indie vibe video, and I loved it.
I'll definitely check that out later. I have a few on my list to get through still.
Let me know what you think about it because I'm curious to hear your opinion.
100%. I'll blow up your phone later.
And then today was a crazy day for releases because Top from Big Bang put out an album. It's called Top Spot, Another Dimension. The title track for this is Desperado. Top is an incredible rapper. It's definitely like a super true to his vibe kind of song. It's a sexy kind of video and the lyrics, but just all around like a very Big Bang, very top coded song. And then Monsta X also put out a release today, the day we're recording, I should say. It's April 3rd. Unfold, and the title track for this is Heal, in a totally different vibe from the top release. This is like a ballad, a beautiful love song. with their vocals. Just a really pretty song. I do believe it was a fully English track. I think Unfold is mostly in English, but just a good, it's a sad love song, but
The
they
video
sound
was
so
really
good.
beautiful, though. I did enjoy this one a lot. I really haven't listened to Monsta X a whole lot. It was nice, and they utilize like the red string theory, and everything else is just kind of in black and white. And it's, getting past heartbreak and seeing the world in color again, I think, is what they maybe were going for. That's my interpretation, at least.
Upcoming releases, we have on April 6th, Kickflip is releasing their album My First Kick on April
I'm
7th.
so excited for this. My adopted children.
I'm excited. I really like their vibe. It's definitely more like a rock vibe.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I adore them.
On April 7th, Young Posse is coming out with their next album, We Don't Go to Bed Tonight.
So
I'm sure
stoked for
Trace
that.
will have that on repeat.
I've been like stuck on like a whole playlist of them, and I keep trying to get like other people into them too. I'm like, hey, check this group out.
It's always hard when you like a group that's less popular because you're like, listen to them. They're good, I promise. Just check it out.
I have another friend who's like just starting to get into K-pop because two of his best friends are like super fans for other groups. And I'm like, oh, so if you're interested, here you
Listen to
go.
Young Posse.
He followed our podcast recently, so I'm like, maybe he's like edging in that direction.
I love that. Talking about smaller groups, on April 8th, Hearts Wave. This is a K-rock group formed from the Steel Hearts Club show. They're putting out their first album called The First Wave. Also on April 8th, Ampersand One is putting out an album, Definition. And then April 13th is a stacked day.
We're excited for this one. So excited.
Plave is coming out with Caligo Part 2. Tomorrow by Together is coming back with their album titled Seventh Year, A Moment of Stillness in the Thorns. The Modesty debut is coming out. It's Got Hooked, which was the song written and produced by Three Racha from Stray Kids. And then they're doing the signal song for Planet C, Revenant, right? That's it, Revenant.
That's where they were all like animalistic in the performance. For anyone that watched the show,
I heard a teaser of Got Hooked, and it's gonna be good. You definitely can hear the Three Racha influence on the song, and it's gonna be a banger.
It sounds so catchy.
It already does sound so catchy. It's gonna be so good. I'm so excited to listen to it when it drops.
I'm just excited that they're finally like getting their release out.
I know, I wish it was longer because it's only 2 songs, but hopefully they release these 2 and then not too long we'll get like an actual EP from them.
I'm sure it takes time too.
And this is a new label. The label they're under, One Sled, was made for this group specifically. So I'm sure they're like trying to figure out everything. It's a collab between JYPE and CGE&M. Not like they haven't collabed before, but if it's a new label, I'm sure everybody's kind of getting everything ready to roll.
Especially it being such a new group, and I know that they're also working on a lot of other content. It's a lot. I'm sure just getting started, it's a big production. It'll be worth it though. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. And then the last one I have for upcoming releases is on April 16th. If I is putting out an EP titled As If. So that's it for new releases.
We did it. We made it through. In 1 week, there won't be 7,000 releases.
Why don't you want music to be released?
There's just
Don't
so
we
much
love
to try to
music?
keep
That's why
track
we're
of.
here.
There's just so much to keep track of. It all blurs together after a while. Okay, now that we've covered the music, let's get into what's happening. The latest updates in K-pop. We got a few things to talk through this week. So, Tracy, I'm going to start with you. What's been on your radar?
This week is a big announcement. There was a new reality show coming out. It's CJ E&M Entertainment is doing a fashion reality survival show. So that should be pretty fun. This show's coming out in May of this year. It comes out next month. It's called Kill It Style Creator Grand Battle. It looks interesting. I know that there's another show I think Disney Plus runs where they're hunting for like fashion influencers, or like it's not the same as this. They're looking for like the top fashion creators as opposed to people just who wear the clothes. So it's a little bit different, but this comes out next month. It's going to be on South Korean network TVN. I don't know where we're going to get it or if we're going to get it streaming here. I'm sure we will somewhere, but it has an outfit of 7 mentors who act as the judges, I'm guessing. I guess it's like an interchangeable term. And then it includes industry insiders and other notable models and actors, other reality stars. So they have Cha Jung-won. She was an OG style influencer. She's been like dubbed as like the human Pinterest, I guess, because she has a huge knowledge of, fashion and just what's hot. So her ability to just change things up is, I guess, really well known. Then there's Shin Hyun-ji, was the winner of Korea's Next Top Model from season 4. She's from 2013, but she's a big name in like the model industry. And then we have finally Yeonjun, rapper, dancer, and vocalist, for those of you who are not familiar with him, from K-pop group TXT. Who are those guys? Never heard of them. But he's been super vocal about his self-expression through his personal style and fashion. He recently stunned the catwalk at the 2026 Fall and Winter show for Miu Miu, one of Prada's brands. And he's actually the first male for this brand to walk, not the first K-pop idol in general, but just the first male K-pop idol. So that's fun. And I know that they had an open application process. They had like hundreds of people apply, and I'm not sure how many actually make the final cut for this, but hopefully, we'll get a good maybe winner or two. I don't know how many positions. There's not so much information released on this, but you'll get to see who gets to be woven into the fabric of the next gen K fashion. So I'm excited to see Yeonjun.
Is it for the fashion designers, or is this for people like stylists, like people putting together outfits?
Designers, like actual like garment making is what I'm gathering, people who create and design. So I think they're looking for like their top new designer. I don't know if, I'm sure they're going to have judges. I think there was a similar reality show we had over here years ago.
Project Runway. That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was called. I knew that there was a similar one. It was Christian Siriano, I think, was one of the winners in the first.
Yep.
Yeah.
I own many pieces of his Payless shoes. They're quite comfortable.
The only pair of flats that I've ever actually enjoyed were a pair of his. They were like black and white stripes. But I am excited for this. I'm excited to see Yeonjun separate from TXT and doing something a little more serious and getting to express himself and be less scripted. So I think that'll be really fun. And maybe we'll get, lucky and he'll get to model some things because Mo, as you know, he could wear a giant gum wrapper and make it look hot. I'm ready for this. I'm going to try to keep up and see if I can get it streamed over here. And if you guys want to watch with me, or any of you listening or watching, follow up and let us know.
Love that we're seeing the TXT members be able to branch out. It seems like ever since their contract renewal, they've been able to do things more solo, like how Subin was on the panel for the dating show he did. And now Yeonjun. I think it's fun to get to see them kind of branch out and just expand their resume. I think Yeonjun was a perfect fit for this because he definitely is like one of the most stylish people I can think of.
It's crazy. Even his giant Elmo coat was like, he made it work. I don't know anyone else who could pull that off.
Sounds so fun.
I'm excited to watch.
It does sound like a fun watch. I can't wait to see, like, even if they just share clips online or photos of any of the things that get designed during the shows. And who knows, like maybe in the future we'll be seeing actual K-pop idols rocking some of this fashion on stage.
I just feel like K fashion is so fun, and I feel like a lot of the current scene, a lot of the streetwear especially, is reminiscent of things that I would have worn in high school. And I think this whole current generation, it's just bringing a lot of that back to me, and it's very nostalgic, but it's nice to see different takes on it.
You're getting old though when you start seeing the like looks from your high school time coming back in style.
I just ordered a pair of pants that are like knockoff trip pants. I couldn't help myself. I give all of my old ones away, and I was like, I just kind of need this right now.
I just need one pair.
Just one.
That's fun.
That's fine.
I really honestly can't wait to see what comes of this show, because the premise of it sounds really, really fun. And I love fashion. I don't know, I've weirdly gotten into fashion since becoming a K-pop fan. And everything you said about K-fashion is so true. So I can't wait to see any of the designs that come out of this. It sounds like it's going to be a really, really fun watch.
I think so. I think a lot of just like, K-pop stans, I think in general, are just better dressed than, our American counterparts. No shade, but just,
No shade. No
observation.
shade.
Just, from the lived in perspective for sure.
Well, my story this week is not such of a story. It's more of like an open discussion I want to have with the two of you. As we are American K-pop fans and we come into the K-pop sphere looking at everything through a Western lens, I wanted to talk to you guys about global fame that these idols have and kind of like the price of it. So let me set the scene. I'm using Stray Kids as an example because it's the thing that's freshest in my brain. 2 points here. One, fan meet last week. During one of the VCRs, there was a truck of the cyber variety, because I refuse to acknowledge it, that was used in the VCR. Truck of the cyber variety caused quite a stir in Stayville. It was wild to watch that unfold in real time. Fast forward to waking up this morning. As you may or may not know, dear listeners, our sunshine brownie boy Felix was named a cultural ambassador, honorary title between South Korea and France, celebrating 140 years of partnership and everything between these two countries. So there was a state dinner welcoming the president and first lady of France to South Korea, and Stray Kids was there. All 8 of them were in attendance, and that as well caused quite a stir online, mainly with international fans. So I wanted to kind of like discuss the subject with the two of you about why people, I guess, mainly because we are from America and we look at everything through a Western lens, is what we were raised with. Why idols are held to such, I guess, kind of like ridiculous standards, for lack of a better word, globally. Because at the end of the day, these are 8 Korean men who are part of a K pop group. They represent Korea, and it's kind of wild, the standards that they're held to. So I'm curious on your guys' opinions on, when like enough is enough, because it got to the point where people were online attacking Bang Chan's parents. They were spamming comments on his dog's Instagram page, talking about how upset they were at the use of the truck that was cyber in the VCR, and how they were at this state dinner when they were there representing the cultural side of Korea. And the president of Korea was even talking about what a huge cultural impact they have made, and the fact that people are losing their minds over this. It's fascinating, and I'm kind of curious on your opinions.
I think the K-pop model and engine is just so not what we're used to here in the West. Unfortunately, I think the most vocal fans miss a lot of the like cues and the appropriate way to interact with this industry. You definitely develop a deeper relationship with a K-pop group because it's not just music. We're getting to know their outward personas and interact with them through fan signs and live stream content and everything like that. I just think a lot of the people who we see online yelling the most are the ones who don't realize that their viewpoint is not the same. They can only care so much about the US political climate. It's just not relevant for them. So I get that we have to be able to hold idols responsible for certain things, but I do think sometimes fans just take it way too far.
I will interject on that and second that, but also the people yelling and screaming the loudest at a music group in another country I want to know what you're doing on your part of the world to effectively and actively boycott or go against instead of just stomping your feet.
Do we expect these idols to be aware of what's happening in every country globally?
I think people forget that this is their job. The boycott trucks and it has its time and place, but if you're going to go about something, go about it the right way. Be responsive and not just reactive.
No, 100%. And there were a group of very vocal fans online that started an email campaign and were sending emails to JYPE to express their disappointment in some of the things that were used during the fan meet. I applaud them for expressing themselves that way. But then on the other side of it, you had people raising money to send protest trucks to the company. And the whole cultural significance of a protest truck is not something positive at all. It's like taking it a little bit of a step too far.
I think bringing their families into it though is even further than that. It's unacceptable behavior. If you support somebody, you can support them and be against what they're doing. It's not like they had any say in this particular appearance of this vehicle. I'm sure they didn't handpick
No,
that. That's just what they were given to work with. That's not their job, you know?
absolutely. And it's unfortunate that it was used because here in America, we know what that truck stands for and what it means and everything. And I certainly don't agree with the fact that it was used. And I was kind of like, this is disappointing, but I'm not going to immediately demand an apology from Stray Kids for it or any idol group really, because, they signed a contract and these companies basically own so much of them and are the ones dictating and signing off and telling them where to stand, what to do, what to wear. So, yes, Stray Kids has a lot more freedom than, say, a group that's just debuting, but they're also under contract, and you have to be very careful and walk that fine line because you piss off JYPE enough. Who's to say that they're going to respond kindly to the fact that their number one moneymaker is now starting to rebel, I guess. It's like a very fine line that they have to walk, but I totally agree. Don't ever get an idol's family involved. They're normal, everyday people. They don't sign off on any of this either. There's no reason to attack them. It's like what you think writing under Chan's parents' Instagram, they're gonna call him and say, "Son, how could you do this?" It's like there's a line there, and getting the families involved is definitely crossing it.
I know I've mentioned in the past, I have not been into K-pop for very long, and part of the reason was because of how a lot of the industry works. It's just it's so different from exactly the Western lens that you mentioned.
I just think it ends up being bad for the fandom space to have these certain individuals being so vocal and trying to rally everybody against the idol. When like Tracy said, this is their job and they really only have so much to put in. There's more important things we should be holding them to. And I just don't understand why we can't just simply quietly not support someone if they go against our views instead of making so much noise about it.
So much noise. Yeah, I've always been a huge supporter of doing what you need to do to protect your peace and your mental health. And if something like this is going to, really, really affect you, then maybe K-pop is not the space for you, unfortunately. I mean, it's a wonderful community, but at the same time, it is a very parasocial community and you really do get sucked into it and sucked into the model and, there's people who feel like they know these idols and it's like that's my best friend or yep, I'm in love with that one and he's the only one for me. It's just K-pop, the industry is just so good at selling it that way that before you even know it, you're sold into it hook, line, and sinker. That sometimes you have to remember to take a step back and really evaluate and decide if it's something that you want to keep being a part of, depending on how it's going to affect your mental health or your peace.
There's so this is there's a movie called Perfect Blue. I don't know if you guys have ever watched it. It's from 1997. It's an animated film, but it kind of follows the darker side of the industry. She's an ex pop idol who gets stuff basically, and it's on par with this. Like, where do you draw the line? Where is enough enough? When does it become more problematic than just voicing your opinion against something, when you start to take physical actions and harass, the
Mhm.
families and everything? I think more people should watch that, and I think there's a lot to be said about this particular topic just in general.
It like really goes to show like what happens when a group reaches that global stardom. Look at Stray Kids, look at BTS, look at BlackPink. It's like they end up under the biggest of microscopes, and every little thing that they say, that they do, that they wear, that they back, that they eat, where they stay on the tours, like is put under this microscope and torn apart by the the fans, because you've reached that pinnacle of global stardom, and everybody is now watching your every move.
It gives me like early, thousands, late 90s, even like Princess Diana, like paparazzi vibes.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary, like the trajectory that it could take, but you know,
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up for this week to just show something that was supposed to be so fun, a celebration of Stray Kids 8 years, a party with Stay, and how like this tiny little, I don't know, less than 10-second clip of a truck that is cyber just turned the entire event on its head and just blew up and skyrocketed, and really made you like makes you take a step back and see what happens when you reach like that global pinnacle, and you have so many fans, not just in your home base of Korea but globally, and how each country interacts with what they're seeing on the screen. Some people were like, I get it, I'm upset about it, but I'm here for Stray Kids and their music, I'm not here for this. And others took it as like, "Oh, I can't support them anymore. This is what they stand for. This is their belief." And I don't know. I found the whole thing terrifying to watch unfold in real time, but also utterly fascinating to see what happens like when a group makes it to like that level of
they're what?
fame.
They're like the second largest K-pop group trending in America right now, right? Like under
Yeah.
BTS, I believe.
Under BTS, yeah. It's like BTS, Blackpink, and Stray Kids have like recently been like the big three.
I think it also depends how plugged into fandom spaces you are and like how
Absolutely.
deep you get into it, because I'm sure there are some people who watch this fan meeting that like aren't getting the same reaction because they're
Mhm.
just not online in the same way. So I do think sometimes it's like healthy to take a break, log off for a little
Oh,
while.
totally. I don't even think I would have noticed that it was a truck that was cyber until I saw it plastered everywhere.
I try to be so casual. Like, I listen, I don't interact too much, like from my personal accounts. Day-to-day life is hard enough. I don't have the bandwidth for all the extra negative stuff.
Mm.
K-pop coming into my life has been a very positive thing, and I would like to keep it as such. I try not to focus on the negative. If I have any qualms with social issues, I will dedicate separate space to that, but not in my music, please.
I
That's
love happy
all I
spaces.
have.
I just thought it was so fascinating of a thing that blew up based on a less than 10-second little clip, and how like it eclipsed the entirety of social media as a whole, that I was like, this is something I feel like needs to be addressed,
No, it's for
because
sure a great
it's
point. It's a great
wild.
discussion. I'm curious how more people actually feel about this, whether you agree with us or don't agree with any of us. Definitely drop us a line and put in your 2 cents, because we'd love to hear it.
We just ask, guys, stay respectful in the comments. It's a happy, safe space for all of us K-pop fans. And now we're gonna switch to more positives, less negatives. Morgan, I know you've been following this one. Tell us about what's happening in Vegas.
So this is a little bit more lighthearted for sure. Recently, it was announced that Blackpink's Lisa is going to be doing a short-term residency in Las Vegas called Viva La Lisa. I think it's a cute name. It does bring up some questions on like the future possibilities for artists coming to the US. So Lisa's super limited residency is going to be at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace in November of 2026. It's 2 weekends, so it's only 4 dates. It's November 13th and 14th, and then November 27th and 28th. I think calling it a residency is more just like for the hype. but it is interesting. I feel like this might be a bit of a test run to see if an idol can sustain a residency. Lisa, as far as a solo idol, has a pretty good discography. So I guess we'll see if she can sustain multiple dates. It does kind of feel like it might be a way to see if this could happen either for other BlackPink members, if she could come back and do this again. I'm really curious to see what it means for the future of K idols performing in the US. I think for the artist, it's going to be a positive. There's less travel, there's less complication with the touring companies, hopefully less traveling is less stressful and it's better for their health. But I'm curious to see if the US population of K-pop fans is going to be willing to travel to Vegas to see their favorite artists. I'm assuming the demographic that they're targeting this show at isn't young, especially being in Vegas. I'm sure it has to be like mid 20s and older. Like our age demographic is probably the sweet spot, which will leave out some of the younger fans. Like, I'm sure high schoolers are going to have a really hard time convincing their parents to bring them to Vegas to see Lisa. I'm curious to see what the audience is going to be, whether it's going to be mostly BlackPink fans or if there are going to be people who are just visiting and want to check it out.
I'm actually intrigued by this as well. I've been to Vegas a couple of times. It is not my favorite place on earth, but I think it's a great setting for this. It's a great base to hold this. And I think that Vegas offers so much variety in entertainment and things to do. You could go hiking, come back to your hotel room, change, and then catch your show at night. And even if you may not be a K-pop fan, I think this is a cool opportunity to give people that extra menu item. They can go, okay, I go see Cher every night. Let me go check out Lisa. Let me see what this is about. And I think it's a good way to open up this world to people who haven't, delved into it before. You might go grab a few drinks at the casino and pop over to check it out on a whim. Why not?
I mean, I have never been to Vegas, but I was joking around when they announced the lineup for Water Bomb. Like, I was like, Stray Kids or ATs or any of the K-pop idols and groups I love on the set list for Water Bomb. Sure, I'll look into tickets to go to Vegas to go see it. So, I mean, I feel like I'd be the type of person that if it was a group or an idol that I really like, or even an idol that I'd be interested in seeing live, but never have the chance because they're not usually in the States, were to do like a quick residency in Vegas, it would be like, well, maybe this is my one and only shot to get to see them. Sure, let's go on a vacation.
It's not a bad trip. I went out there the last time for a work conference and I flew in. I got there at like 12 p.m., 12 in the afternoon the day of, and then I flew home at like 11 in the morning the next day. And it's a small area. Vegas is not as big as, some people might think. So you could totally have a 24-hour vacation, no problem. I support it for you.
I definitely think it's going to be interesting to see because I could see if this isn't marketed right and you only get K-pop fans going to Vegas, that it might not be something companies look to do in the future. But I think if we see casual audiences, people who just happen to be going to Vegas, maybe for bachelor or bachelorette parties, decide to go see Lisa, I think it could really explode. I think if it does, we're going to end up seeing other artists follow suit. I don't think we'll see long-term residencies, but I think like the short-term residency is definitely a sweet spot for bigger named K-pop artists or maybe people who are more established and have an older fan base.
I'm also wondering too, because I know Vegas, it's been having a bit of a die-off period, and I'm wondering if this is going to kind of spur like a rebirth for it.
It would be interesting.
The bright lights and like the flashy aspect of it, it suits it perfectly. And I think that it has a huge opportunity to really thrive there, to be a big hub for this.
Talking about like idols and who we think like could do a short-term Vegas residency or even like a midterm, you have to think about like Taemin or Jackson Wang. Like they're idols that I could see pulling in a
G-Dragon
crowd,
even.
especially because they have like their own dedicated fan base. They've been in the industry for a long time.
I would love to see Magic Man at Vegas. Jackson Wang at Vegas would be incredible with his current tour theme. He was actually on my list with
Jackson Wang
Heyman.
just screams Vegas.
Yeah. I also was thinking, I feel like Rain might be a good fit. I think it might be fun for like a little bit of an older crowd, maybe even, but I think he could definitely sustain like a short-term residency.
So were we discussing a potential trip at some point, girls?
If Jackson Wang ends up in Vegas, count me in.
Yeah, I would go. I think
There's
that would
lots
be
of good
fun.
food spots out there too, honing in on our bites part of our name. So, you know, I'm all about it. I'm all about the funky food.
It might be too soon, but what if that's why Mark Lee left NCT?
You know, I saw that this morning and I went, what happened?
This year's
It's
so
been a wild
cursed.
2026 for K-pop so far, guys. It's been wild.
But I'd go see Mark Lee perform at Las Vegas.
I would give it another shot. I feel like sometimes it's also the company that you're with that makes or breaks the, you know, the vacation. So let's see.
Absolutely. But I can't wait to see how Lisa does. I'm
too.
very, very curious now to see how her super limited residency goes. Does she sell out every night? Does she draw in the casual fan? Is it just going to be Lisa fans or BlackPink fans or like who is going to be at these shows? I'm very curious to see how she does.
I think if it goes well, we'll start seeing the like impact of, even if it's not at Vegas, artists doing one location for longer. I'm sure we'll start seeing that impact like next year if the mini residency she does go well, because I do think for like overhead and just ease for some artists, it would be a lot easier than them traveling throughout the US, just doing a couple weeks, whether it's in California or New York or Las Vegas or wherever,
Mhm.
and just letting people travel to them.
I have high hopes for her. I feel like she'll do very well. I'm optimistic.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun too.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see clips and things. She puts on a heck of a show. So I can't wait to see how it goes for her. I'm excited for her. Yeah, something for us to keep an eye on.
I'm picturing the classic Vegas stage with like the ostrich feathers and like the Viva Luisa and the sparkling showgirl lights.
I hope she wears a showgirl outfit. I think that would be awesome.
I feel like that would be a great look for a K-pop idol. There's just so much that here that intertwines with Vegas culture.
I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that the next one goes to Jackson.
Yeah,
it.
fingers are crossed for Jackson Wang Vegas residency. Tell us in the chat, listeners, who would you love to see perform in Vegas? It could be a solo idol, it could be a group. Let us know. Let us know who of your faves you want to see on stage in Vegas. Okay, well, that was a lot to unpack. That felt like a roller coaster. We went up and down in terms of themes for our news stories and discussion this week. So I am once again gonna bring us back. I feel like we covered everything from music to absolute chaos to everything above and beyond, and now we're manifesting Jackson Wang in Vegas. So here we go.
Are you guys ready to get into a rapid fire?
I'm nervous but excited. I feel like every week you guys are keeping me on my toes and I'm so ready for this. Not really, but ready.
I'm excited. It's my week for rapid fire, and I want you guys to give me a haiku.
No.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There's no haikus. There's no haikus. I'm kidding.
I was about to like start Googling.
What is it, a 363?
575? I don't know.
One day I will get you with something English major related.
She's going to
When
give
you
us an
least expect
acrostic
it.
poem. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm putting that in the idea bank. Thanks, Tracy. You'll have plenty of time to Google. Okay, no haikus, no poems, no book reports this week. I am giving you guys a brand spanking new job, though. Congratulations. It's your first day as personal tour guides in New York City. I want you to choose an idol, a full K-pop group, could just be your bias, whoever you want. You are now their personal tour guide around New York City. Where are you taking them? What's on the agenda? Is it Broadway? Are you going to the Statue of Liberty? Are you just going to eat your way through the 5 boroughs? You're a tour guide. You're taking idols somewhere. Give it to me. Where are we going? Paint me a picture.
I'm taking Cordis to Times Square, the traditional, you know, fun. We're going to FIO Schwartz. We're going to the M&M factory. We're going to Toys R Us. And we're going to be children for a day.
I love that. That's
That's
cute.
so fun. I am going to take my old bias, Jay, from Enhypen, and we are going to do a food tour because he's like such a foodie. I think it would be so fun to hit up some of the best rated restaurants in the city and get his opinion.
I can see Jay having a lot of fun with that. Are you going to Junior's for cheesecake? Is that on?
I think that'd be fun. I feel like I'd have to find some like really bougie places, Michelin star, 5-star Michelin restaurants.
Michelin star.
5-star.
But then like you mix the Michelin star in with like all the hole in the wall, like take him to like the Beetle House, go to the Tim Burton themed restaurant, like let him loose there for like really fun cocktails.
That would be fun.
I feel like New York is such a great place where you could put together one heck of a food crawl, like covering everything from the smallest of bodegas all the way to the highest rated like Michelin star restaurants. Like
I'd go to a really fancy restaurant, and since you leave hungry, you end up with $1 slice after.
You know what? I want to do
there you go.
one of those restaurants where it's like a sensory activity. It's fully pitch black,
I know
totally
what
dark.
you're talking about.
Yeah, that would
That
be.
sounds terrible.
I'm intrigued. I would try it.
Would absolutely not take Jay to a sensory restaurant where we can't see anything. And it's like, your meal is this scented vapor.
Just open the vial and sniff. That's all you have to do.
What about you, Megan?
Me, I'm taking my old group. I'm taking Skiz. We're going to MoMA. We're going to the Met. I'm watching Yeonjun absolutely freak out over the artwork. I'm going to listen to him wax poetic about artists that I don't know because I feel like I can learn a lot from him. The other 7 are probably going to hate every second of it. So after that, we'll hit up a Broadway show. I'll let them fight over which one. I want to see a really chaotic Stray Kids rock, paper, scissors to determine where we're going. And then down to Koreatown for food because I feel like they would probably know the best places in Koreatown to go eat.
That would be fun. I think you'd probably get some amazing dish recommendations.
And I'm sure I would be joining Anne and Felix in crying over how spicy some of those dishes are. And Leo would look at me and call me a wimp.
That's funny.
But it would be fun.
That was a fun one.
I think we could be really good tour guides. We live close enough to New York.
I have an honorary second. I don't drink, but I would go bar hopping with Jungkook. I think that would be hysterical.
Oh my God, yes, bar hopping with JK.
You
would
gotta
be
take
so
JK to the
fun.
club.
God, not the
Yeah, you
club.
gotta go to the club. You have to go to the club.
I'll drink him under the table only because I'd be stuck under the table. So he'd be carrying me out of there. All right, guys, that is it for episode 8 of Bias Bites. Thank you for joining us.
As always, let us know what you thought. Do you agree with our takes? Did we miss anything? Or are you completely on the opposite side of something we said? We want to hear it all.
You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Bias Bites Pod.
Or you can send us an email at hello@biasbitespod.com.
And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, don't forget to follow the show and leave us a rating. It really helps us grow and reach more K-pop fans like you. We'll be back soon with another episode.
We're looking forward to next week where we'll be unpacking our feelings on Produce 101 Shinsekai. We'll be going over the latest episodes as part of our new series, Survival Bites.
So until then, this has been
Bye.
Bias Bites!